First off is Charles J. They just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burger King. Everybody say they want beef till they see smoke, then they realize they rather have turkey meat. Don't need no courtesy. Baby encourage me, I fuck her perfectly. She got me feeling like buddy love. The way that she flirt with me, I swear Miss Purdy got perfect teeth. This is an emergency. I had to drop a few verses. I'm in this bitch blowing purple. She throw that ass in a circle. He got paid cash for a murder. No need to brag cause he thorough. I'm at your ass like Earl. You know I'm coming with vengeance. This story come to an ending. I made him run cause he timid. He just a bummy pretending. It ain't no fun if the homies can't hit it. But I was too young and too dumb to admit that I only need one woman sucking my dick. She got me hard as a brick. They say it's hard to commit. I move like Florida and I'm slick. Once I record it's a hit. Flow hotter than a pot of grits. He playing on my scar, you a bitch. Pardon my French. I might just learn some Swahili. I'm on a journey to freedom. No, it's my turn, I'm a leader. I never turn on my people. I'm just concerned with the evil, oppressing people cause they greedy. Depending on them just to feed me. Shit it on me, now you need me. Bitch was phony for a reason. It was only for a season. Pulled a plug while he was breathing. They just some motherfucking demons. He said he gotta get even. Now your partners is bleeding. No need for hollering and screaming. Caught in the moment, but still life goes on. Right now, don't call me on the phone, cause I'm in the zone. I can't even understand why we've been struggling so long. I'ma fight alone, whether right or wrong. I done paid my dues. Took many losses in these streets. Got fans standing on their feet, hear me speak. I'm not afraid to lose, cause I done took so many losses. Tell the devil get about me, I'm not afraid of you. First off is Charles J. Yeah, just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burger King. Everybody say they won't beef till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Okay, a little something different, man. Got some shit I want to talk about, man. Got a new series, man. Texas prisons. Gotta talk about it, man. By the way, shout out to my audience, man. Shout out to those that's rocking with me, man. Yeah, we in the kitchen, man. We got it on slow cook, man. I know a lot of time people look at the title and they say, or look at the channel, they say it's 903 Boxing. But now, I gotta be honest with you, man. My message is bigger than boxing. And it ain't no diss to nobody, but it just I can't put boxing before the message. The message gotta always come before boxing. So yeah, it's just a message in what I'm saying. It's not and it's no knock to nobody, but I'm not trying to glamorize prison or make it seem as if it's something that is cool, some extravagant shit. Now, all prisons across all states are pretty much the same. It's nothing more extravagant, I can tell you, than what you've already heard about prison. If you're looking just for some extravagant shit, but now it's just a message in it. I was a gangbanger. I was a blood. I was down with that shit, and no, I no longer bang, by the way. But let's just get to the story. Yeah, I called out the speaker for the Hoover'S. Had to do it. It had to be done. But let's get to it, man. Okay. Now, the brother I called out, straight out of Fort Worth. By the way, Fort Worth, I gotta say something about you. When it come to Fort Worth, the most solid dudes I've ever met. The most, whether Crip or Blood, them the most solid. When you talk about that gangbanging shit. Now, the shit I'm on now, that type of shit no longer impress me. But if you talking gangbanging, Fort Worth, it's different. Them dudes out there are different when it come to gangbanging. So, I always looked at them kind of different from other gang members. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you, most of them dudes that I met from Fort Worth, they was gang banging. They was solid, whether Crip or Blood. So, I met this dude, man. He was out of Meadowbrook, man. Benny Dorsey. Benny Dorsey. But we just called him Meadowbrook. Now, I met him at Gurney, which was back in 08, the beginning of my sentence, which was an 8-year sentence. I did 5 on it. But yeah, I met him back then. And at Gurney, which is where you get, that's where they when you first go to prison, that's the place. And that motherfucker was, I swear, I thought I was in it looked like every slave movie I've ever watched. And you know, I'm not gonna stay on Gurney long, but it was a redhead white woman. That woman was mean, and she was over the kitchen and shit. Yeah, I remember she said some fly shit to me. That was the most meanest white woman I ever, a redhead motherfucker. They called her a redhead salad. Yeah, redhead salad. That motherfucker, she was one of them Hills Have Eyes motherfuckers. Yeah, but anyway, I met him at Gurney. And he was just a quiet dude, very quiet, humble, stayed out the way. We was both coming into prison. We was both like 17. I was 18. He was probably about 17. That's where I met him at. I remember, because at this time, bro, I was such a diehard Cowboy. I'm one of them that's going to fight over the TV. I'm going to fight over the Cowboys. Don't say cowgirl around me, bro. I'm ready to fight. Yeah, I was one of them. So we were both very passionate. Because he was Fort Worth. I'm out of East Texas, but I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. So yeah, we was rocking with the Cowboys and shit. So, and I noticed he had music symbols on him. And I sing. That's my back. Before it was ever a rap, before I ever spit any kind of bar, I was a singer. So when I seen the music symbols, I was like, oh, okay, fuck with the music. But anyway, I got shipped off. Never got to know the dude, nothing. Fast forward 3 years later, I've been locked up 3 years now. I get shipped to this unit, Wallace unit, which is in West Texas. Which is another story. We had a little ride over there at Dawson State Jail, so, which is a whole nother story. But they shipped us all to the same unit. Us and the Mexicans, we all went to the same unit. We just fought each other, but they put us on the same unit, which is in Colorado City, Texas. It's called Wallace Unit. It's right by Odessa and all that there. So I hit the unit, and right off the bat, I noticed, damn, the Crips run this motherfucker. Well, at least okay, let me say it like this. It's 2 sides to the unit. You got 3 building, 4 building, 1 building, 2 building, and 5 building. That's all the trustees and the most trusted, all the church, all the good-hearted, 5 buildings where you go when you trying to change your life. They put me on, which is 1 building and 2 building. Those are the most ignorant side. That's where all the youngsters are at. Now, 3 and 4 building, the Bloods ran that. Yeah, the speaker for the Bloods, they ran 3 and 4. The Bloods were very respected in 3 and 4. The Bloods 1 is respected in 1 and 2. 1 and 2, it was a bunch of youngsters, and they put me in 1 building. So I'm already peeping like, damn, the Bloods, we beefing amongst each other, because it was a bounty hunter, and I was a bounty hunter, and it was a bounty hunter Pyru thing. So we had it. I came into some chaos. It had already been a lineup with the Bloods, the Pyrus, and the bounty hunters, and I didn't know that. I ended up getting into it with a Pyru the first week. Yeah, he was just playing and saying some shit about bounty hunter, and I took that shit serious. So I'm like, then a homie told me, hey, bro, he a Pyru. Yeah, they on that shit. And also, Blood had whooped the Crip, and the Crip smashed them. But the Bloods didn't do nothing. So it was a lot of tension with that. And at that point, the Crips, they felt that they was dominant. Like, yeah, we smashed your homie and y'all didn't do nothing about it. And they was a little bit deeper. Okay, so all this is going on. I just hit the unit. Yep, matter of fact, within 3 months after being in the dorm I was in, we called him Meadowbrook. He came in the dorm. Now, Meadowbrook, by the way, he about 6'2", about 250. Not cut up, but not fat. Straight big country, a naturally big motherfucker. So, he come in the dorm. And off the rip, he get his respect real quick with a bunch of fights. But he was a cool ass dude. But he was snap at the drop of a dime. He was snap quick, even on his own homies. So I had noticed that I didn't seen him fight. He had gloves tatted on his stomach. Which, if you got gloves tatted on you, you're telling people I want to fight. So people will try you if you got gloves. Not many people tried Meadowbrook. I ain't never seen nobody try him. I seen him. Yeah, most of his fights was because a motherfucker pissed him off. So anyway, 6 months after being on this unit, which I was supposed to come in medium custody because I came in from SEG. I was in SEG on the other unit from the situation. But 6 months later, man, it was a black guard. He was a militant motherfucker, military motherfucker. And I kind of clowned on him, was fucking with him, clowning and shit. That motherfucker wrote me about 4 or 5 times. So they sent me to medium custody. He personally got me sent to medium custody. So now that I'm in medium custody, it's a whole lot of tension. And Meadowbrook ended up coming to medium custody. So it's a lot of tension. By the way, gotta mention this. Me and Meadowbrook were sellers when we went to medium custody the first couple weeks. We were sellers for about a month. And I'm gonna tell you something about them. I learned some shit real quick. I learned some shit about Meadowbrook, man. I was like, you know, when you see them in the dorm, you see them on the yard, you say, this is one of the most dangerous motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Meadowbrook was nothing like that as a cellie. We got along. And plus, I told you, I sang too. And Meadowbrook helped me with my guy. That motherfucker sang. And he helped me to realize that, to bring my voice out. Sometimes, you know, anyway, but yeah. The dude could sing, bro. We both fucked with music. He wrote music, I wrote music. The dude was just a good dude, but you could tell he had been through some things. So, yeah, we was cool, man. We rocked, and everything was copacetic. It was never no problems when he was my cellie. We both pretty much, I told him how I came up. He told me how he came up. The dude was just a really good-hearted dude. But a lot of times, and a lot of times when you hear these stories about different dudes in prison, a lot of times it's just that you develop a heartless mentality. Because this motherfucker was heartless. Yeah, this motherfucker was heartless. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of times we neglect and we don't realize that a lot of times it's the environment you in and you develop a heartless mentality. Like myself, like I said, I was gang banging, and at that time it was such hostile, it was such tension, you could feel it every day. I would go to sleep with my boots on, wake up with my boots on, tied up, going to day. I stayed on go. And so, because it was so much tension with the Crips and the Bloods, and also tension with the Bloods versus the Bloods. So, I done came into a bunch of chaos. He done came into some chaos. Like I said, I think he had been on the unit probably 6 months before I was there. But he on go every day. And he don't respect the Bloods. And he's always looking for some shit to go down. So, like I said, we eventually they moved both of us, and we wasn't sellers no more. But like I said, I learned a lot about him. He learned a lot about me, and we both gained a mutual respect for one another. I'm like, man, this dude a real motherfucker, and he like, you a real motherfucker. It's just the environment. You got to be a dog. You got to be a dog, or you gonna get ate up. So we both developed that mentality. But he was just more ruthless. He was way more ruthless than me. No, I gotta be honest with you. Nah, I wasn't that. He was way more ruthless than me. And so that's why I don't have a complex. I don't try to be the baddest motherfucker, because I know it's badder motherfuckers than me. And I learned that a long time ago. No, he was a badder motherfucker than me. So I had seen him check his homies. I done seen him fight several times. He a big dude. He know how to use his side. He can box. He was young. He was about 19, 20. I'm 20 at the time. It's about 2010. Okay, I told you some shit happened with the Bloods and the Crips before I got there, and the Blood got jumped by the Crips, and the Bloods didn't do nothing on that side of the unit. And you know another thing, I was like, because the Bloods on 3 and 4 building, they solid. But at that, because I'm going to tell, oh, I forgot to tell you this also. At that time, I sent a kite to what's the homie name? He was from Houston, but he was the speaker on 1 and 2 building, and I'm in medium custody at the time. Also, I gotta mention this. I told him, I sent him a kite, and I said, hey, I'm gonna fall out of place because it's hard to get out of medium custody, but I'm gonna fall out of place and go look at I want to look at the main crib or whoever that. Yeah, I just want to look at. Matter of fact, because I was gonna look at what's the homie name? Because matter of fact, it was a crib that he said, yeah, he whooped the blood and was like, any of you motherfuckers can get it. What's his name? He was from Fort Worth. Solid. What was that motherfucker name? Goes in his mouth. But anyway, I wanted to look at him because no blood called him out when he whooped the blood and said, yeah, any of you motherfuckers can get it. And he was one of them that jumped in when the crib fought the blood and whooped the blood. He was one of them that jumped in. I can't remember his but he was from Highland Hills. Matter of fact, he wasn't from Fort Worth. He was from Highland Hills. And by the way, I went to Maceo. So Maceo Smith my freshman year. So I knew a lot about them dudes out of Highland Hills. So he was solid. But I told the speaker, I said, sorry man, I'm gonna fall out of place and look at him. I don't like that shit, bro. Ain't no bloods done called him out. This motherfucker walking around comfortable and shit. And at this time, I gotta be honest, I'm a heavyweighter right now. But nah, I was about 180. About 180, maybe 190. Yeah, about 5'11". Yeah, I wasn't no big dude. But anyway, the homie tell me, he said, nah, don't worry about it, bro. You already in medium custody. Don't get in no trouble. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Don't worry about it. But he was an OG. Homie, I can't remember his name. But he was a bounty hunter, and he looked out for me too while I was back there, and shout out to him. But he was just trying to keep peace. He wasn't on no soft shit. He just wanted to keep peace. He was just like, bro, don't even worry about it. Don't you fall out of place trying to fight a motherfucker that's in population. So I let it go. Now, like I said, Meadowbrook done kind of medium custody with me. Now, medium custody is different. You get about 4 hours day room time. No. Was it 2 hours? It wasn't much. And you get about an hour Rick or some shit like that. But it was a bunch of tension. And it was tension with the Mexicans. Now, another thing I got to mention. I witnessed Meadowbrook checked by 20 Mexicans. Yeah, it was a group. Was it the Pisces? It was one of them. But one of them had owed his homie some money. And it was some shit like. And he walked up on all of them by himself. And he had about 6 other Crips with him. But it was about 20 of them. I watched them check him. And tell them how, bitch, I'll break your motherfucking jaw, bitch. And disrespect it out. He was wild like that. He was one of them, yeah, that'll cause a scene. And Meadowbrook the type of dude that'll embarrass you if you get into it with him. You gonna have to fight. But they didn't fight. But they was plea bargaining. But anyway, that's another moment I witnessed. But also, this where the shit hit the fan. Now, Bloods fuck with vice lords. Okay, it was a homie. I don't remember his name. Don't remember where he from, but he was a vice lord. He wasn't sturdy, but we fucked with him. Some shit happened. Because it was so, like, every week it was, every day it was something. Because it was a thing like, Bloods and Crips and 2 is so bad, we really need to go on and fight it out. It was a thing like, we was really saying, like, let's just go on and get this shit out. It's too much tension. And Crips wasn't respecting the Bloods that was in 1 and 2 building. And it was a lot of smaller Bloods, and the Crips was more muscular, bigger guys. And OG type motherfuckers. You had Corey G, he was from Arkansas, but he fell out of Fort Worth. Solid motherfucker. And you had a couple of more, you had some solid ass Crips. But anyway, so, the Vice Lord. We walk in the child. Some shit happened, bro. I don't remember what happened, but Meadowbrook went the fuck off. And he was talking to the Vice Lord, and the Vice Lord was like, yeah, bro, I gave you 2 suits, man, on store day. You got that. And he said, nah, I ain't paying you, bro. I'm not giving you shit. And when we get back from child, I'ma whoop you. Okay. So the Bloods, I'm talking to my homies. Hey, you hear that shit, bro? It's finna go down. So, I don't even eat. I'm in the chat, and Corey G, big ass mother, he about 220, solid, knockout artist. Corey G tell me, hey bro, after they fight, we finna fight. I say, bet. So, my homie from Herm Clark, he look at me, he say, it is what it is, bro. It's going down. He said, I'm finna find me a Crip to look at. Okay, so we walking back to the dorm. Now, this is the weird shit that happened. The vice lord homie did not want no smoke with Meadowbrook. He was telling them, say, bro, and I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he kept trying to talk to him on the way back to the dorm. And Meadowbrook steady telling him, like, bro, I ain't trying to hear that shit. We finna fight, bro. And he steady talking to him, and I'm telling my homie, like, what the fuck is he talking to him about? So we get back to the dorm, and the laws, they kind of standing in there, and they tell everybody, go, lock up, because they see some shit finna go down. So they call out the speaker for the Bloods and the speaker for the Crip. The speaker for the Bloods was a homie out of San Antonio. What was my homie name? I don't remember. I'm not good with names. Teasy. And he used to draw, and he did tattoos. Because, you know, in prison, most of the Mexicans, so I had to point that out when a brother can do, because you motherfuckers act like we can't tattoo and draw. But anyway, and the homie used to rap. Shout out to you, pimpin'. And Teasy was solid. Straight out of San Antonio. And I kind of used to judge y'all out of San Antonio, because, you know, I know it's mostly Mexican. But nah, there's some solid brothers I met out the town. So anyway, Teasy stood out there, Meadowbrook stood out there. They talked. And so it was a homie from New York, and he was a Crip. He come holler at me. He said, say, man, that shit with Corey G, bro. Corey G said he cool, bro. That shit with Meadowbrook and the Vice Lord, that shit squash, bro. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm kind of pissed off because at this point, I don't like being called out. So I was feeling salty about it. So the next morning, some shit go down. And Meadowbrook say, man, I'm sick of this hoe ass shit. Fuck you, bitch ass slob motherfucker. I've been whooping you hoes for years. And he go off. He go off. His Crip homies trying to calm him down. I walk over to all the Bloods. I said, say, bro, I'm finna look at Meadowbrook. I said, sir, bro, he really been on some disrespectful shit for a long time. And his homie, these motherfuckers think they tough. I'm finna call him out, bro. I walked straight up to Corey G. I said, say, Corey G, just letting you know. And it was another old school Crip with him. I said, I'm letting you know, and I'm letting your homies know, bro. Me and Meadowbrook finna get that on the next in and out. Now, in and out mean when they open up the cells, let everybody in, this and that. We gonna rig the door. Okay. Meadowbrook sitting on the bench with his shirt off, ready for anything. I walk up to him. Say, bro, on this end now, we gonna get that. And I walk off. I ain't wait for no response or nothing. So, I walk off. I'm over there with my homies, and I'm sitting on the bench with my shoes tied up. I'm just waiting on the in and out. I'm waiting on the guards to come on around. And so, Meadowbrook walk over to me. He said, say, bro, you sure you want to do this? I said, yeah, bro, we finna fight, bro. You not finna disrespect what I represent, bro. And I gotta be honest with you, bro. I'm not gonna cap it all. With me and Meadowbrook being sellers before, I know this dude. I know you a solid dude. I know you really a good-hearted dude. You just rep one thing and I rep something else. But I know you a good dude. So I ain't gonna lie, it's just my mentality. I was more loyal to what I represented. And I was such down for Bloods that when it come down to it, you ain't that, so it's fuck you. Even though I know you a good dude. So he tell me, you really want to do it? Man, fuck. And I really feel offended, like, oh, you just think you gonna slaughter me. So all the Bloods, they got their shit tied up, shoes tied up, the Crips sitting on the bench, we sitting on another bench. The whole day room is quiet. Guards come around, in and out. I stand up. The guards already know what's going on. By the way, a lot of you motherfuckers think you be convicting and doing some slick shit. It ain't nothing you motherfuckers do in prison that the guards and the warden don't already know about. You motherfuckers ain't slick. A lot of you motherfuckers that think you really cold in the pen, a lot of you motherfuckers, you fuck with the law. Don't nothing come, no drugs, none of that shit you motherfuckers think, that wine, the Hennessy, all the weed, all that shit, a guard bring that through. And that same guard write up your homies and send them to SEG and lock them up for cigarettes, but he drop out for you. That's another thing I learned about prison. I just want to break down. You know, I learned that some of the most policing ass guards that will write you up, that motherfucker fucking somebody and she dropping. So anyway, y'all really lost. So the inmates do not control no prison. Every prison in America, the guards control it. So the guards knew what was going down, and they did their normal roll around, act like everything cool. They don't know what's going on. And I'm young and dumb. I'm about 20. So they leave out. We rig the door. I'm ready to go. I tell Teasy, because when a blood and a crip or another people fight, because we finna go in the cell. A blood got to be outside the door and a crip got to be out, and they both got to be watching. So I go in first. I'm like, all right, bet. So he come in. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I done seen this motherfucker fight. I know I can fight, but he a little more elite than me, bro, and he bigger than me. And so I'm like, I got to maneuver, bro. So we square up. Boom, I go. And so, no, I got to say this. Before I swung or anything, he was like, bro, you sure you want to do this? I said, bro, you got me fucked up. You ain't going to disrespect what I rep. He said, all right, bet. So we square up. I take off on him quick. Boom, boom, boom. We square up again. So it was hesitance in him, bro. I got to be honest with you, bro. I'm not finna make this like I just whooped the biggest crip ever or some shit like, nah, Meadowbrook didn't want to fight me, bro. We went by 2 or 3 rounds. The third round, he kind of rushed me a little bit. I fell on the bunk. He didn't really land on me, and I got back up. We squared up again. Meadowbrook stopped the fight. He said, nah, bro. I was like, what? He said, nah, bro, I respect you, bro. I don't respect your homies, though. So Meadowbrook walked out the cell. I walked out the cell. He was like, next. So, the Bloods didn't really... So Corey G was like, all right, he called out a homie out of dead end. Hey, me and you next. So they go in the cell. Keep in mind, I got to be honest, I forgot one point. Teasy, the speaker, he had already fought New York. They was supposed to squash the beef. This was before me and Meadowbrook. They fought. And so Teasy, I was fucked up. He was like, bro, he was the only blood that said something. He said, if my eye wasn't fucked up, bro, we would fight right now, bro. You got me fucked up. I ain't born that shit. So I got to give a shout out to Teasy out of San Antonio. Out of all the Bloods, when Meadowbrook said next, Teasy was the one that said, yeah, bro, I ain't born that shit. But the rest of the Bloods didn't say nothing. Squirrels was fucking bugs, mosquitoes. I heard all kind of shit. All kind of insects. But anyway, after we fought, and he came, Meadowbrook came and shook my hand and hugged me. He said, bro, I got love for you, bro, and I respect you. He said, that's why I couldn't even fight you, bro. Corey G walked up after they fought. He walked up and said, bro, I respect. All the Crips walked up to me and said, I respect you, bro. But it was a full lineup after that. That started a complete lineup. All the Bloods fought all the Crips one-on-one. We went in the cell, in and out. But anyway, and matter of fact, it was even a white Crip and a white Blood. Yeah, the white boys fought each other. Yeah, the Crip out of Acres Home whooped the Blood. He didn't have himself shit, but the Blood had a little white Blood had heart. But anyway, and that was the comedy, cause we were laughing at that shit. Neither one of them could fight, but the Acres Home white Crip, he whooped the other Houston Blood Crip. What that boy? He was from South. It was a white Blood. He was from South Park. The white Crip was from Acres Home, 4-4. And anyway, he split the Blood. But anyway, after all the fighting, I see a Blood. He hadn't fought yet. He was out of Paris, I want to believe. I walked up on, I said, say, bro, what the fuck? No, matter of fact, he was playing dominoes with his shower shoes on. And I walked up, I said, I tell all of the homies, bro, y'all don't see him? I said, say, bro, what the fuck you doing? You just sitting there with your shower shoes on? And it's a whole war going on. So I end up just really going off on the homie. I went off on him bad, and I told him, bro, keep blood out your mouth. And he was a bounty hunter, so I took it so much more personal. I said, bro, keep blood out your mouth, bro. I said, you ain't ready to ride for it? Because I at that time, I was so young and passionate, just like I'm passionate now about what I believe. I was always a passionate man about what I stand for, and I was just so angry. Like, we at war, and you sitting here playing dominoes with your shower slides on. You ain't got on your shoes. Your shit ain't laced up. So The homies calmed me down. They were like, yeah, we're going to violate them, bro. And we did violate them the next morning for not having your shoes on. So anyway, the point I'm making is, out of everything I noticed, and at that time I was so young and dumb, I'm about 19, 20, when we was fighting the Mexicans, the white boys, the guards, everybody was quiet and they were just watching. Which just reminds me of this shit with Bud and Spence. You know, we been shitting on Bud, we been shitting on Spence, we been shitting on Spence fans, shitting on Bud fans. It remind me of them guards and them inmates that just sat back while we was fighting each other and just sat back and everybody was quiet. Everybody in America, they get quiet when black people fight. Yeah, black on black crime is entertainment for all races. This is 903 Boston. I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.